I had no self-worth. Like, I basically hated myself. 2017, I had a show in Argentina in Feb, and I had everything planned to do the unthinkable after that show, come home and call it quits.
What does that mean when you say it like that?
Commit suicide. I think I'm gonna cry.
My name is Viktor Kidson, and I'm here in Sydney.
Sorry.
You know I'm going to keep that, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, my name is Viktor Kidson, and I'm here in Sydney with Natasha Brack,
Hang on.
also known as Pinkque.
I don't know why I got the giggles now. It's so serious.
It kind of I can start it without saying that.
No, it's fine. It just makes me giggle,
Okay. My name is Viktor Kidson, and I'm here in Sydney with Natasha Brack, also known as Pinkque. How are you doing today?
I am good. My flight was good.
No, it wasn't good.
It wasn't good at all. Turbulence the entire way. We didn't even get trolley service, so...
But you weren't afraid.
No, because I love flying now.
But you were afraid before, right? In the beginning.
I was terrified. Every time I would fly, I'd get like... My heart would start going, I'd start sweating, anxiety would just take over me, and I'd sit there in silence, dying, little by little. And then I decided to conquer my fears, and I learned how to fly a plane.
You did, actually. Do you have a certificate or?
No. I'm still working on it. I haven't flown in a really long time. I think it's been nearly a year.
But there's proof. There's photos of you up in the air in these small planes.
Yeah, and I've got my pilot book as well, which I dock all my times and what I did. So.
But how did that change your view on flying when you got to know it more?
Because you learn how the plane works, and basically, you know, the planes are designed to be in the air. So learning everything and doing briefs before getting into the plane and doing it hands-on made me realise, like, you know, it's really hard for a plane to actually go down. So my fear kind of just went, boop, see ya, gone.
That's a good way to challenge your fears and get over them as well.
Yeah. Conquer your fears. Do something that scares you. That's been like my motto for the last 2 years, I would say. Do something that scares you. And you'd be surprised with yourself how you can take control of that fear and overcome it all. It's awesome.
We're going to go back to fears. But speaking about traveling, did you or did you not tell the taxi driver that you're famous?
I didn't say those words. Those words did not come out.
That was actually me texting her that she should tell the cab driver that she was famous. But he did look you up, right?
Yeah. He asked me what I was here for work or pleasure, and I said work. And he goes, "Oh, what do you do?" I'm here for a performance of doing a DJ gig at tomorrow night. And he goes, "Oh, what's your name, Pinkque?" And he was getting out his phone at the lights and scrolling through Spotify trying to find my stuff to play. It was lovely. He was a cool guy.
Did you have, like, in the beginning when you started to DJ, did you suffer from stage fright or something like that, like nervousness in performing?
I still do.
How do you deal with that?
I don't know, just breathe, I guess. You'll notice before I go on stage, I go really quiet. I find it quite difficult to hold a conversation before I perform. So I just kind of try and zone out from everything and control my breathing. Once I control my breathing, I can control my nerves and my thoughts and stuff. And 10 minutes into the set, then I'm fine. It's just that initial getting up. Oh God, there's people there. Oh God, what if I stuff up? Oh God. And then, yeah, calm after 10 minutes. First transition, you're fine.
Have you ever stuffed up? Like, have you ever like paused music in the middle of a set or something like that?
Do you know what happened in Argentina recently? It wasn't my fault. My USB froze and my song was running out, and I was trying to get
And you couldn't mix in.
I couldn't mix it. I didn't have anything set up. Either the USB or the CDJs froze. I don't know what it was, and I had to turn off the CDJs. So I was turning it off, turning it on, turning it off, turning it on, and I think the tech people could see me like starting to panic. I'm like, fuck, it's not. I've got like a minute left. Yeah. Anyway, the music cut out, and everyone was like, "Hey!" That's the worst when that happened.
What was that feeling like?
I was too preoccupied in trying to get a song from the working USB working CDJ to put another song on so it's not complete silence, so I could continue fixing, or the tech guy could continue fixing the other CDJ. So you kind of don't notice really what everyone else is doing. You're going like, what song can I put on just to pass the time really quick? Yeah.
What does it look like the balance of stage fright versus wanting to be on stage? What's that balance like? Do you know what I mean?
The balance?
Like basically you want to be on stage more than the fact that you're afraid of being on stage, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's only that initial, well, I mean, the entire day is completely stuffed up because you're nervous the entire day. I can barely eat before my shows. To get a good night's sleep, forget about it, I can't sleep. It's just your own mind building up all the things that possibly could go wrong during your set. But once you're there 10 minutes in, none of that matters. Like the feeling you get when you're on stage, none of the nerves, none of all the panicking you've been doing throughout the whole entire day, it doesn't matter. And when you get off, you're real hungry.
Yeah, what's the feeling of coming off a set like that? How do you feel after playing? Well, it depends on the show itself. Depends on the vibe. So I'll talk about Argentina because we all know how much I love Argentina. And how much they love you too.
Yeah, it's quite nice. It's lovely.
To play in Argentina is a dream come true. It's my fourth time back and I still feel the love as if it was my very first time. The connection I have with the crowd is something very special and unique, something that I can't explain. This fourth show will be a show I can add to all the wonderful memories I've shared here. Thank you, Argentina, for allowing me to live my dreams.
I don't know. You have this like feeling of euphoria. Like, holy shit, I just was on stage for 4 hours, 5.5 hours, 6 hours, however long, my sets were. And it's a real sense of accomplishment within yourself. Because I was freaking out, like, how am I going to be able to perform this long? But
was that the longest when you played that long?
Yeah, that was my longest set, and the feeling of accomplishment when I finished, it was like, oh. But I really, 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 really had to go to the bathroom. Real bad. I felt bad because people wanted to take photos and say hi and stuff, and I was like, I gotta go. Yeah.
But you went back to them afterwards, or?
Oh, the club was emptying, so I said hi to a few people, and there was a few people waiting outside, which was really nice. So I got to say hi to them. But yeah.
The last time you and I met, Facebook reminded us actually yesterday, or maybe today even, that it was 4 years ago.
I swear to God, it's longer.
Why do you think that?
I don't know. I feel like it was like way longer than 4 years ago. 4 years ago doesn't seem that long, does it?
It doesn't, but it was in Melbourne. I used to pronounce it Melbourne, but it's Melbourne. Melbourne, yeah.
You've been in Australia long enough now, so now.
Yes, I should know, right?
No.
I still haven't visited Melbourne this time, and yeah.
I'm very upset.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that.
That was Nana.
This is why you came here, though, to see me.
Just for you.
She's playing tomorrow night, sorry. But anyway, Transgression event 4 years ago. You were producing. Was that when did you start produce your own music? 'Cause that was 2015 when we met. If we can agree that it's 4 years ago.
Okay, fine. Agree that it was 4 years ago. When did I start producing? So I started DJing, I think it was I became public in 2011, but I started a year before that, so 2010, 2011. Probably started dabbling in 2012 when I realised if I want to get somewhere, I do need to start making my own music. And I've always had a passion for music, and it just grew from there. Like, I mean, I'm a creative person anyway. Since I was a teenager, I would always do something creative, whether it's graphics or photography or listening to music. That's creative in a way. So yeah. What did I say? 2012. 2011, 2012. 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
First release was 2014. Yes, 2014.
like, what were your dreams 4 years ago when I met you in Melbourne, musically?
So I finished an album. I'm kind of sad that I haven't accomplished that.
Did you say that you finished it or that you wanted to finish?
That I wanted to start one.
Yeah.
I have started, but I haven't finished. Whether I'll finish it or not, I'm unsure at this stage. But what was the question again?
Yeah, what were your dreams back then?
Oh, yeah, right. My dreams, just to do music and enjoy it. That's it.
But
That's it.
that's good dreams though, just to push like that. You didn't have any milestones that you wanted to achieve.
Just the album and performing a lot more than I was, which never really peaked, I guess. So yeah, I don't know. Like over the last few years, I think a lot of my dreams got crushed.
Why do you think that?
A lot of stuff happened to me about 2 years ago. So with depression and everything like that. So I kind of fell back and lost sight of goals and what I wanted to do. And I guess in the end, last year was a bit of a hard time as well behind the scenes in the music industry. So I guess I lost a lot of faith in myself to pursue my dreams.
Would you be comfortable going more into like what happened, or?
Yeah, you can ask me whatever you want.
So what happened like in the music scene? Like,
So what happened?
I'm just really curious because you played Argentina a couple of weeks ago. You played Paraguay too, right? Mm-hmm. And they were your not official farewell shows, but you're gonna take a break, a music break, indefinitely from the trance scene, from playing. And how did you come up to that decision that you need a break like that?
God. So I felt last year I started working for an events company, and I really enjoyed what I was doing. But that also took a lot of time away from my own dreams and what I wanted to do, which was fun. So behind the scenes, obviously working events, you get to liaise with artists and management and get more in depth and more knowledge of what tier everybody is on, because that's what it's like behind the scenes. Everybody's got their own cliques, everybody's got their own tiers of where they feel that they are in the industry. And I just felt it was really egotistical and narcissistic and a greed, and a lot of artists and management are greedy, and that's not something that I wanted to surround myself with. And it really got me down towards the end of last year. That's what made it really easy for me to make my decision to kind of take a step back, because mentally I was fizzled out from doing that work, and I lost faith in wanting to pursue my career in the trance scene. I would rather do something else with music, either go more into like film scores and write music for films or documentaries, TV shows, whatever. But I'm sure there's a lot of the same stuff in that tier of music as well, but I needed personally, mentally, physically to get away from the scene and take a break. It was really important for my mental health and my well-being to move away from it all.
I can agree with what you're saying too, from what I've seen, and I'm just really happy that I'm not an artist, to be honest. I wouldn't survive. Like, honestly, I wouldn't want to, like, what I'm doing, right? I'm outside everything, even though I'm inside it, but yeah, I'm happy I'm not an artist.
Well, God, I don't know, like, it was such a different experience being on the other end, like being a promoter and having artists and management disrespect you and talk down to you, even though like they knew what I was doing as well in the trance scene, making music and performing as well. And I just kind of killed a lot of happiness that I had for the scene. So I think I need to take that break and try to rebuild my love for the industry, I think.
What happened 2 years ago when you had depression? How did that affect you? Yeah, how did that affect you in general as well, not only just when it comes to music?
God. So I think the last time we spoke, the last interview we had, we kind of touched base that I did suffer with depression throughout my teenage years. And then I had a whole stint where I was fine. I was the most happiest person ever. And then I was in a really bad relationship for 2 years, and this is hard to talk about, hey?
We don't have to talk about anything. Like, we don't have to go too much in depth into it either. I'm just really curious of what happened, but it maybe even more importantly, how you got out of feeling like that. Because I assume, it might be wrong, but I feel like you're a happier person now than you were 2 years ago.
100%, yeah.
We can go into that more than how...
I'm happy to talk about it. I think it's important to talk about it, because you never know what somebody else is going through, and if they can hear your story and then be like, holy shit, if that person went through that, then, I can make it. So if I can inspire someone to not give up, then I'm happy to talk about it. Okay. So the relationship that I was in was quite emotionally abusive and verbally abusive, because she would drink a lot. So there would be a stage where I'd never know what person I'd be getting when she came home. So that took a huge toll on me mentally. I'd suffer with like pretty hefty anxiety, got to the point where I didn't want to leave the house. I had no self-worth. Like, I basically hated myself because of all the things that, you know, my partner was telling me how she felt. So 2017 I had a show in Argentina in Feb, and I had everything planned to do the unthinkable after that show, come home and call it quits.
What does that mean when you say it like that?
Commit suicide. I think I'm gonna cry.
No, it's okay. We don't this is really, really important though.
It is, yeah.
But you obviously didn't see another way out.
No. Never spoken about it really out loud. Just give me a minute. Sorry.
No, it's fine. This is I'm really proud of you for mentioning this too. It is really important, and surprisingly many people go through thoughts like this too. But it's 2 years ago now.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 years ago. So yeah, basically before I left for I'm not snotting anywhere, am I?
No, you look good.
Got mascara running. I'm a hot mess. No, so before I left for Argentina, I actually asked for help. So, and I got help. So the last 2 years for me have been basically rediscovering myself entirely. Yeah.
How does that feel? I don't know, you're really valuable. This is hard. You shouldn't feel like that.
Nobody should feel like that. But we all go through it at some point, I think. But yeah, learning to love yourself again is quite hard. But I got there.
How do you go forward from something like that? You find yourself and you're about to rebuild yourself and start loving yourself or start feeling again. How do you start, or where do you start?
I think it's mainly understanding what got you there in the first place. I think that's the most number one thing that you gotta figure out. Once you feel that, the weight that comes off your shoulders is huge. But it's a long process. You start finding things out about yourself that you didn't know, and we were talking about before, trying to conquer my fears to fly. That was just something in myself that I wanted to do and wanted to achieve as a personal achievement. And I think little things like that, you start believing in yourself more, so that you can slowly start to overcome all the doubts and all the negativity that you had in your mind about yourself. And this is so cliche, but I'm gonna say it anyway. The gym has saved me a lot. I mean, I didn't start going to the gym until last year in November, but what it does to you mentally, helping wise, is incredible. I remember when I used to go to psychologists, and they'd be like, you should walk or you should go exercise and do something. I have zero motivation at all to do any of that. But if you just try, and every day it gets a little bit easier, I think that was a huge saviour for me. Doing that, pushing myself to go and
I can see the sparkle in your eye when you talk about the gym as well.
Gym. I never thought I'd be that person, but I've turned into that person. Oh.
And I hear you're still sore from a couple of days ago from the gym.
Yeah, from HIIT class. It's brutal, but I love it. I'm still sore. See if I can lift my hands tomorrow at the show.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about your musical break. You mentioned that you'll take a break from the trance scene, but not necessarily from music. You mentioned it a little bit before. You mentioned film scores. Is that something that you want to get into more?
I would love to, but I think musically I'm not where I would like to be just yet. Doing film scoring, that is a whole nother level. So I feel if I want to pursue anything in that, I would have to study music, because I've never studied music. Everything I do is just from here. So
Do you know what you'd like to do?
no idea just yet. I think I want to finish my album. I started it, I think maybe nearly 2 years ago now. And that does have a few trance tracks in there, but it's not all trance. And that's what I like about it. So it's a mixture of cinematic and ambient trance. And I think a journey through from like the last 2 years of how I felt. So I think that's what I want to finish and what I want to accomplish before going into anything else. Just put all my focus into that. So that's important to me. I think I'll continue doing that.
And tomorrow and Saturday, you're playing your last shows? Indefinitely.
Yeah.
Because you need the break, right?
I do need the break. Not that I perform constantly or anything like that. I hardly perform, so. But yeah, I don't want that pressure. I don't want to put that pressure on myself, and to alleviate the pressure of, I hope I get a gig, or I'd really like to get a gig, or push myself to release more music to get gigs. And I think if I take all that away from me and just focus on one thing, I might return. But I may not return. I may enjoy my break a bit too much and just be like, trance scene's not for me anymore. It's time for me to move on. So
I think the most important thing is that you do what you want.
And that took me a really long time to understand and to accept, because I'd always try to people please. And I think people pleasing is one thing that will destroy you. Is trying to please every single person and not looking after yourself and not giving what you want, like what your body or what your mind is calling out for. So what you just said, doing something for yourself or doing it for yourself, that's huge.
Speaking of just that, you showed me some photos before of a clothing line, something that's coming. Tell me a little bit more about that.
So last year I came up with the idea because I would always I'm an online shopper. I love online shopping. And all the guys have really cool prints. There's no cool prints for girls, and it's so irritating. So I was like, you know what? I've had enough. Had enough of this. So I sat down and brainstormed a little bit and came up with the idea of Beautiful Struggle, which is a clothing line that'll be dedicated to those who have suffered with depression or have overcome or know somebody with mental illness, just with cool prints and motivational prints on there. And I would love to launch in June. That's the plan. There's still a few nicks and knacks to do, but I'm really, really excited about it. And, I want to gather real people's stories and listen to people and have people be heard and talk to people, you know, that's what beautiful struggle is about, talking about your own beautiful struggle. So I hope that venture will go well. So we'll see.
Well, they looked great from what you showed me so far too. They look really, really good. I hope there's some for guys too, though.
Of course, yeah. You know, I'm not gonna fully cut out the guys, or I should and be like, haha, you have no cool prints now. No, but a little birdie also told me that you're gonna model them for me.
I'll be happy to wear them. I'll be happy to wear them if I can keep them, like I said too.
Stingy. You're in Australia, you know what that means now, don't you?
No, that's a new one. I've heard a lot of different weird things. Arvo.
Afternoon.
Yes. Say it.
Arvo.
Means afternoon. Makes sense, right?
It does. After Arvo.
Yeah. Okay, how...
So it's like going. We gotta add O's on. So you wanna go for a smoko in the Arvo? You wanna go for a smoke in the afternoon?
Okay, as crazy as Smoko and the Arvo is, the craziest thing, you guys have this rock band called AC/DC, right?
Right. Don't ask me any history on it.
No, I'm not going to ask you history, but how do you say it?
Akadaka.
Yeah, because that's not, you write it AC/DC, but no, like, Akadaka. I can't get over that. I've asked like 10 people if that's true, and everybody says yes, that's how we do it.
Yeah, Akadaka. AC/DC, I don't know where Akadaka came from. Don't ask me. I have no idea. It's way beyond my ears. But, yeah, Akadaka.
I like that. I love Australia, though. I'll see if I can get used to the slang.
There's one word you've gotten used to, but we can't say that, can we?
Oh, it's one of my, the word that I hate the most in the world, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was actually talking to some friends about that a couple of weeks ago. Everybody was like, so which words do you absolutely hate? It's a C word, right?
Yeah, I said it to you in a WhatsApp video.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say it, but you could say it if you want.
I'm Australian, I have to say it.
Yeah, go for it.
No, I can't say it. It's rude.
But it
bleep
isn't.
it? Bleep.
I can lie and say that I'll bleep it.
Cunt. Oh, that's harsh. My mother's gonna kill me.
And also we have the sick cunt and the shit cunt. Mr. James Houlis taught me that.
Yeah.
To be honest, I was here, I told you, 4 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. I was very pure before I came here. You guys taught me how to swear.
You were very sweet.
You guys really taught me how to say a lot of bad words. It's funny. Shit cunt is the bad one, right?
Yeah.
What was the other one?
Sick cunt.
Sick cunt is a good one.
He's a good one.
Okay. 2019. What does it have in store for you? More.
This year, God, don't even know. So the launch of Beautiful Struggle. I would like to finish my album this year. Whether or not I get it done, I'm not putting any pressure on myself. So, you know, I'm working on it. We'll leave it as that. A bit of travel here and there, and that's it, really.
Sounds like a good year, though.
100%. I'm excited for it. Like, life is good, and it's nice to be able to say that. Life is really good.
I like that. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for opening up.
Oh, you're welcome. Sorry for blubbering, everywhere.
It's fine. It's fine. My name is Viktor Kidson. I'm in Sydney with Natasha Breck. Where does that last name come from?
Norway.
Brekke. Brekke. Oh, that makes sense. I'm from Sweden, so...
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and thank you.
Thank you. Much love to you. It's good to see your face.
I haven't visited Melbourne yet, so that's why she says that.